Hey guys, what is up? It is Tristan, and I am going to take a look at Old Lady Harley. And I had no intention on reading this or reviewing it. I think I've said that a couple times in my videos. But I did get a copy, so I wanted to check it out. It is written by Frank Tieri, and the art is done by Miranda. But let me figure out. So if this is really badly done, it's because I've never done one like this before. I usually do my digital copies, so if you see a random shoe or fingernail, deal with it. Okay, so it starts off with these like clone cat grants and kind of just telling the news all over the world, and we see that Mexico is renamed Lexico. And then I like this part where she says she talked to Bizarro and he said he has no comment, you smell nice, pretty lady, and then proceeded to eat her scarf. I thought that was funny. Then Canada is taken over by zombies. See from the President Power Girl, and then you get Condiment King. And one thing that there was a lot of in this was pop culture references, and even kind of with that, it looks just like, you know, Burger King would. But then it goes on to this like commercial over here, and he's talking about Condiment King, and then he's got his friend in the background, and who ends up getting eaten. And it's just a little cute bit that they added in, but I think this was probably the most important panel right here, just because this is back then, and Harley in the past, which preceded up to these events, kills Penguin. And I think that's going to make what this almost apocalyptic future ends up being, so I'm curious to see. If that has nothing to do with it, I would be very surprised, but she kills him, she goes away, and she gets in the car with Joker, and that's kind of where you end the past part, or present. So then we get to this fight, and it's between, well, actually what I did here is I was reading this, and I was like getting into it, you know, I kind of liked it, and then I started reading this, and it made no sense, and I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, oh, I'm reading an ad. Yeah, I'm used to buying digital, so, get this fight with her and Red Tool, which I don't care for completely as a character. He's just this, I mean, he's newer, but he's this kind of just Deadpool ripoff. That's basically all he is, and that's kind of what Harley's become too, but I'll talk about that more at the end. But, is my camera focusing? Yes, it is. Okay, so then we get the opening splash page that says the good, the bad, and the old, which Harley does not look old at all. At all. Like, seriously, there's no way that she's supposed to be in her 50s and looking like that. Especially some of these art pictures. My butt. If that's what an old lady looks like, I'm okay with that. Like, seriously. Anyways, Crack and Barrel is what they're at. And it goes on to say that, you know, while she was in the restroom or whatever, he got in a fight because he grabbed the squid's butt. And she's like, do they even have butts? So, it was cute. They get away, and there is like another pop culture reference to Dukes of Hazzard. I have never seen that movie, but I do know about it. And then SpongeBob, and says, let's get the hell out of here before Aquaman shows up. She says, or SpongeBob. So some of them were really cute. Like, here's another one right away. KFC, Kentucky Fried Cuttlefish. Like, there is so many of these. I've never seen so many pop culture references jammed into one book ever. But they get away, and they kind of come across these penguin goons who are following them, and it's more over here. They have this gun, and it's, I forget what they call it. They call it Monster Hurler 3000. And it throws these eggs, and by the time the eggs land by them, they are full-grown, like, animals. And it doesn't work. It wouldn't work in Batman or anything else, but it kind of does for this. It's kind of unrealistic, but, I mean, it's Harley. I didn't have a whole lot of great expectations going into this. And she kind of makes, like, another Tinder reference, which 20 years in the future, I don't think that's even going to be a thing. I don't know. Maybe it is. But, and then another one, Toys R Us, which isn't even a thing now, so I don't know. There's so many. I wish they wouldn't have jammed so many into here, but they have this, you know, little battle here, and they end up crashing. Well, then they realize that these, like, clockwork orange-looking guys, see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, kind of. are maybe the laughing boys, but they're maybe Joker's alive, maybe he's not. And they say that airs, and she says news to me, and I've seen this ad so many times. Okay, anyways. And so Red Tool gets her away, and kind of just, they whisk away and they go to Gotham. And then there's another pop culture reference from Nateman's instead of Nathan's. I guess I really don't need to point all these out, it just drove me crazy. And she's kind of just gallivanting along, and this is what I mean, like, look how good she looks. There's no way that in her 50s, that in anyone's 50s, that they would look this good. Come on now. Anyways, that has nothing to do with it. Okay, so back to the task at hand. I had a kitty interruption. I seen this and I got really excited. I'm like, oh, it's Azrael. I love Azrael. I think he's such a good character. I've liked him since I was young. And I really thought it was him, and she gets all excited, and she knows who he is, but then she goes to talk to him, and he grabs her and keeps saying, you're on the street after curfew. And then she makes, like, this Assassin's Creed reference, and then another one to Westworld or something. I've never seen it before, but I've heard of it. So she knocks his head off, and that's when I was kind of like, oh, this isn't going to be good. This isn't going to be like, you know, when Batman was a robot and used his robots to go across the city, but that's what they end up being. And they kind of just go through this whole scene. Oh yeah, here's the Westworld one. I've never seen it. I know it's a TV show though. Shows how much I watch TV. But then they just keep saying, you're on the street after curfew. You're on the street after curfew, and they just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And so Harley and Red Tool end up in the Batcave, and she realizes that she's there, and she's not sure why she's there. She's been beaten up. And this is kind of what made me want to buy the second one, was we get to see Batman Beyond. And that is the end of it. That sets it up for the second issue, and it's only going to be 5 issues, so I'm really excited to see where they go with this. And I like Batman. I've always loved Batman. Batman Beyond I haven't kept up with, so I know that this doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with that right now, so that doesn't bother me. But Batman Beyond's never been my favorite, but I still really want to see where they go with the next one that says, oh man, old man Batman. So we'll see how this goes. As far as this comic goes alone by itself, because I haven't kept up with Harley, because I haven't been a huge Harley fan lately at all. I like this. I do. I got it to focus. Holy moly. I like this. I really thought it was good. Now, as far as like Harley goes, because I know it said to read 42 or 47, and I didn't, because I haven't read her since probably when she was doing the roller derby, and I did like the first couple of the New 52 when she got solo, but I think after that they kind of ran out of steam. Harley to me is when they changed her outfit and they took her away from Joker, it changed her completely to the point where I almost didn't care for her. When she went to being like one of my top 3 characters to bottom 3, she has went, like, if you were going to change a character's outfit, fine, but you still need to keep, like, this one does a decent job of it, but I mean, even in like Suicide Squad, that was just ridiculous. That movie was bad in general, but I feel like they've tried to make her like a female Deadpool, and I don't think that's completely her character. Like, her character is charming in like that, you know, kind of naive way, but not in a Deadpool way, and I feel like they shouldn't have done that. Like, Assault on Arkham, that was really good. That was the Harley that I like. This last couple, like, I mean, I guess I can't say anything because I haven't read it, but what I had been reading before was not well done. I don't like how, I know that relationship wasn't good, and I want to say this right without sounding like a bitch, but her relationship with Joker was not good. It was supposed to be that way. It was designed that way. But it also, when you take Joker out of the element, it also takes so much away from her character that she can't do a solo. I feel like, personally, she can't do a solo title by herself. maybe in Suicide Squad or maybe in Sirens, something like that. But when she's on her own, I feel like she doesn't have enough of personality or following to do a good title by herself. She was always that character that kind of, you loved her for her Stockholm Syndrome. And then when Suicide Squad came out, whoa, that was my hand, whoops. When Suicide Squad came out, they started with all those things about like that J-Love and how great their relationship was and everything else, and that drove me crazy to the point where I really kind of had disdain for the character in general. Now, this might take some people off guard because I think Bruce Timm did a good job with the animated series, but as far as like The Killing Joke, obviously that one was bad, but Batman and Harley, that most recent one, he just did a terrible job with her, and I feel like it was more fan fiction than anything. And my God, Raven, knock it off. I feel like that if... Wow, that cat is driving me crazy. Next time I need to put her in the other room. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like that if they're going to do another, you know, something with Harley, they need to keep him out of it for one, and not do like, don't ship her with Nightwing. Don't do that. That's weird. Just like he shipped Batgirl with Batman, and that was even weirder. That movie. But don't make her this like pseudo-feminist anti-hero. Make her herself. Make her a badass. Make her crazy. Because that's when everyone loves Harley Quinn, is when she's with Mr. J, you know, just being crazy and hurting people. I don't like this version of Harley. Let me know what you guys think, though. That is all my ramblings I have for today. This is going to be the longest video I've ever made. Holy moly. I will see you guys in the next one.